Okay, the next one says use graphs to explain profit maximization. Now, what is profit maximization? Profit maximization is a process in the short run or in the long run where the firm determines the price and the output that will lead to highest profit. That is a point in a production of the firm where they now know that this is where we are producing optimally. This is our highest level that we can make profits. Anything below that, anything above that, we will not be making any profit. So we are using a schedule also. The same thing, the quantity, the price. Now the total revenue, how do you calculate the total revenue? Is quantity times price. Total costs, we are given this total costs automatically because now the total cost for you to get the total cost, you must calculate your fixed cost with your variable cost. Now what will be your profit? Your profit will therefore be total revenue minus total cost, which is 0 minus 1, negative 1, 5 minus 3, 2, 10 minus 6, 4, 15 minus 10, 20 minus 15. Now look at the trend that is happening here. When you start producing the 5th unit, the 6th unit, all of a sudden your profits are beginning to go down, which means you have already reached what? Your profit maximization point. You have reached a point where you say, going further than this, I will not be making any profit. So I need to stand here. I need to produce only 3. Don't be trigger happy and produce, because some of the machineries will now become redundant. Some of the workers will just be coming to work. You will still have to be paying them. That's why your profits sometimes will then go down. Now, if the total cost is more than the total revenue, you are making a loss. If the total costs are more than the total revenue, you are making a loss. If your total revenue is more than your total cost, you are making a profit. So which one is your profit maximization point? Just answer it quickly. Which one is your profit maximization point? So unit 3 and unit 4 will probably be your profit maximization point, where you are standing here. So you can produce between 3 and 4, but not anything above. Now the firm has reached its optimum level of production. So anything going forward will just be diseconomies of scale. You will not be making any profits. Now, the second method of checking the profit maximization is what we will be using in the next topics most often, the marginal revenue and the marginal cost rule. It's called the thumb rule. I'll just write here, thumb rule. It's called the thumb rule. Now, we already know what quantity is. We already know what prices are. We already know how to calculate the marginal revenue. Remember, it's a change in total revenue divided by a change in quantity. So marginal cost will therefore be a change in total cost over change in. So marginal cost will therefore be what more money are you spending as a company for producing those extra units. If you are producing 1 unit, you are spending an extra 2 rand. If you start producing an extra 1 unit, you are beginning to spend about 3 rand. If you are producing the 3rd unit, you are spending about 4 rand. Just like that. So these ones already you are given them. Now let us check what is the contribution towards profits. How do we calculate that one? We are going to look at them. We are going to say the same thing that we did also on when we are using the method of total cost and total revenue, where marginal revenue minus marginal cost, which is now 5 minus 2 is 3, 5 minus 3 2, 5 minus 4 1, 5 minus 5 0. Now you become trigger happy. You continue producing or increasing your quantity. At this quantity of 5, you are beginning to have a loss, because now your marginal costs are higher than your marginal revenue. 7 is bigger than 5. So what point can you regard as your profit maximization point? Which point will you regard as your profit maximization? That is a point when you are saying, I've reached a point where I am making enough. Now, we will take this one as our profit maximization point. This one. Why? That's where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. Remember I said the thumb rule. The thumb rule says marginal revenue must be equals to marginal cost. That is your profit maximization point. There's a second way of calculating the profit maximization point. We have done the first one using total revenue and total cost. Now we have done the one on marginal revenue and marginal cost. So that graph will look something like this. Like I said, these graphs are not drawn to scale. Now when you look at from unit 1 up until unit 4, your profits are increasing. But once you reach this point, your profit maximization point, where now marginal cost curve equals to marginal, where it touches each other, almost the same as where demand and supply are interacting. So that's how your curve will then look like. So anything above here, anything going that side, you are making losses. Thank you very much.